What is up, you guys? Megan Houston here, your registered dietitian. I am so happy to talk to you guys today. I hope everyone has had a wonderful week. I'm still on my phone. My computer is almost ready. So if I make any mistakes today, please forgive me. But today's topic, I think, is really, really important, especially with so many kids going back to school, people going back to work with a lot of people. It's time to support our immune systems. So there are a couple things that we can do to really help our immune system. So I'm going to kind of go over that today and how nutrition affects it and so on and so forth. So first off, let's just talk a little bit about immune boosting versus immune support. So technically speaking, you can't really boost your immune system. Try to say immune 5 times fast. Try to boost your immune system, but you can support your immune system through nutrition and supplementation and also your lifestyle considerations. So we're going to hop right into it. First off, let's just talk a little bit about calories. So a severe calorie restriction, I talked about this about 2 weeks ago. It has a lot of things that it does to your body that are not good. Well, it's no surprise that a severe calorie restriction also affects your immune system in a negative way. It reduces your white blood cell counts, your natural killer cells, your antigen-specific immune cells. It also increases your stress hormones, and it overall impacts your immunity in a negative way. So, number one, severe calorie restriction is not good for your immune health. So if you're going back to school, if you're going back to work, try to make sure that you're getting adequate calories to support your immune system during this time when we're all trying to be super, super healthy. Second off, carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are super important for supporting your immune system. Now, in a low-carb diet, I'm talking about less than 10% of your calories coming from carbs. This can elevate your stress hormones, in turn creating an inflammatory state in your body. When your body's inflamed, it's not going to work as well to fight off infection. So making sure to get adequate carbohydrates in your diet is also really important to supporting your immune system. So everybody out there that is trying to lose weight during this time that we're also trying to be healthy, be aware that you don't want to restrict your calories too low or restrict your carbs too low to the fact that you're making yourself at risk for catching a upper respiratory infection. Now, how else does carbohydrates affect our nutrition? Well, fiber also plays a role in our immune health, and fiber is found in carbohydrates. So if you have a low carb diet, that means you're also getting low fiber, which is decreasing your microbiota in your gut, which then in turn means an unhealthy gut. And then after that, that creates an inflammatory state and in turn decreases your immune system response. So having adequate carbs and also having adequate complex carbohydrates is super important to supporting your immune health. Now for men need 38 grams of fiber per day and women need 25 grams of fiber per day. Most men and women don't even reach 50% of their fiber needs per day. Now, how can we find this in our food system? So you can find it in bran cereals, beans, lentils, seeds, avocados, fruit with the skin on, berries. But you really want to make sure that you're eating adequate fiber to support your gut health, in turn supporting your immune system and keeping your inflammatory state to a low. Now, how else can we support our gut? It's surprising how much our gut health affects our immune health. Well, you've probably heard of these things before, but prebiotics and probiotics have been shown to support your gut health, in turn decrease inflammation in the body, and in turn support your immune system. Now, prebiotics, you can find these in a supplement form, or you can find them in foods. Some of the foods you can find them in are chicory root, banana, wheat, asparagus, leeks, garlic. That's all prebiotics. Or you can take a supplement form. Usually you will see BGOS or lactulose. Now, probiotics, these are mostly foods. You can also take this in a supplement form, but in foods, they're yogurt, kefir, pickles, tempeh, and miso. These are all foods that have probiotics. Now, I know some of these things that you hear, like, take your prebiotics, take your probiotics. Well, what do they necessarily do for your body? Well, probiotics prevent microbial bacterial migration. So I'm sure you've heard the term leaky gut before, but you don't want the bacteria in your gut to get anywhere else in your body. And you also want to make sure that you have good bacteria and a healthy balance of all those different bacteria in there. If there's more of one than another, sometimes it can cause an imbalance, therefore inflammation, and therefore decreasing your immune system. It also reduces your inflammation, like I just said. And also, there's been evidence that taking probiotics and prebiotics daily for a long period of time, so not just 1 or 2 days, but every single day, can reduce upper respiratory illness by 50% and also reduce the duration of the sickness by around 3 days, which is huge considering that just a healthy gut can really support your immune system. Now, I also want to go a little bit into vitamins and minerals. So for vitamins and minerals, I know a lot of us take a daily vitamin, some of us don't, but I'm going to kind of tell you about the ones that really have a role in your immune system, and then we're really going to focus on vitamin C, vitamin D, because these two have a very direct role and we have evidence showing how it affects us. So some of the minerals and vitamins that you should be including in your diet to really support your immune system are vitamin A, vitamin C, folic acid, niacin, vitamin B12, vitamin D, omega-3s, iron, and zinc. So all these are really, really important. I can give you a list of where all these vitamins and minerals are found in our foods, or you can take a daily vitamin. But I really want to talk about vitamin C and vitamin D in particular. Now, vitamin C is found in our citrus fruits, potatoes, strawberries, kiwi. But how does it help us? I know a lot of us have taken those vitamin C shots and powders, the emergency, because we know that it helps us, but how does it help us? Well, vitamin C supports the epithelial barrier function against pathogens and promotes the oxidant scavenging of the skin. So all in all, it's an antioxidant, so it's fighting free radicals, and it also fights pathogens. Now, it's also needed for the development of your immune cells. And it's been shown that vitamin C significantly falls in the body when there's an active infection. So what do we do about it? Well, every single day, to really saturate our tissues with vitamin C, we need around 100 to 200 milligrams per day. And during an active infection, we should take around 1 gram per day. So every single day, I really encourage you to make sure that you're getting around 100 to 200 milligrams of vitamin C per day, whether supplement form or by food. And then if you are sick, up your intake to around 1 gram per day. This has been shown to help fight infection and decrease the duration of an upper respiratory infection. Vitamin C is key to supporting your immune health. It's kind of a little thing that you can remember. Now, for vitamin D, it also plays a role in our immune health. Now, vitamin D has been shown to decrease inflammatory markers in our body, which in turn supports your immune system. High inflamed state equals low immune system. Low inflamed state equals high immune system. Just kind of remember that. Now, how much vitamin D do we need to actually decrease inflammation in the body? Well, that's around 5,000 IUs per day. Now, make sure if you are taking this in a supplement form that you're taking D3, not D2. D3 is the more bioavailable form that your body can really use, intake, and use to support your immune system. Now, sources of vitamin D are salmon, trout, canned fish, fortified milk, portobello mushrooms, and if you're trying to get your vitamin D through foods, make sure that you're eating it with a fat source, because it is a fat soluble vitamin. It is much more readily absorbed, especially even when you're taking vitamin D supplement. Take it with a little bit of fat and your body will absorb it a lot more. Now, for iron, this supports your red blood cells, which is also just as important towards supporting your immune system. This is found in your red meats and white beans and oysters. And then zinc has a really interesting role for your immune system. Now, it's found in oysters, baked beans, beef, chickpeas, fortified cereals, but is the second most available cation in the body. And it's critical for your immune health, protein synthesis, and DNA and RNA synthesis. It's also an antioxidant and an anti-inflammatory. Now, regular high dose of zinc should be avoided, but during an active infection, it has been shown that if taking 75 milligrams of elemental zinc within the first 24 hours can reduce the length of an upper respiratory infection by 3 days. That is huge. So if you feel a cold coming on, grab some zinc. It should help decrease the duration of your symptoms and get you to feeling better sooner, quicker, faster, and getting back to work. Now, also, something that affects your immune system is omega-3s. Now, it kind of plays an indirect role because it's more of decreasing inflammation in the body and also providing support for your brain. So it's a brain health, very neuroprotective, and then it also decreases inflammation in the body. Now, where are we going to find omega-3s? This is your EPA and your DHA. You can get it through supplementation, which is easiest, and you want to make sure that you're getting around 500 milligrams per day. That is what the Academy says of Nutrition and Dietetics. But if you're going to try to consume it through food, we can do salmon, eggs, canned fish, chia seeds, walnuts. All these have omega-3s, but just try to make sure that you're really hitting that 500 milligram mark per day. Now, some lifestyle considerations that support your immune health. I have my knees up because my feet are falling asleep. But you want to make sure that you're getting adequate sleep, you're limiting your alcohol, and these two things are really going to also affect your immune health. It's been shown that less than 7 hours of sleep decreases your immune response and immune function, while 8 to 10 hours of sleep helps to maintain healthy white blood cell counts. So if you're getting ready to go back to school, going back to work, make sure that you're getting around 8 to 10 hours of sleep. I know that we are all busy, but this really supports your immune system, helps your body fight off pathogens, infections, and have just a better day the next day. Now, alcohol is sort of self-explanatory. I really don't think I need to go far into it, but it decreases your protein synthesis, it decreases your immune cells, and in turn, it decreases your immune function. So if you do consume alcohol, make sure you're drinking in moderation, being careful where you are when you are drinking, and knowing that it is making you more vulnerable to upper respiratory infections, catching a cold, things like that. Overall, I think it's really important to try to get half of your plate to be fruits and vegetables, a quarter of your plate to be some grains. Get those complex carbohydrates, whole grains, potatoes, rice, all those things, and then a fourth to a third of your plate for protein. All these things are going to really help to support your immune system. Eat a variety of colors. Try to have a diversity of fruits and vegetables. Get enough sleep. Think about some supplementation with prebiotics, probiotics, any of the vitamins and minerals that you're not eating enough a day. And this can really help you to stay healthy, stay happy, and stay away from sickness. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned something today. My name is Megan Houston. Please like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next week.